Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's his story. Hello again, Ollie. Hope you and Charlene are doing well. I just sent another contribution. Hope it's enough. You did a video for me called The Endless Entitlement of the Narcissist back in April when I spoke about my narcissistic mother and grandmother. I mentioned that my brother would graduate this year, and I wanted to give you an update on what's happened so far. For those who haven't heard my story, my mother and grandmother would always guilt me into giving them money so they could go gambling and sometimes buy expensive stuff. They felt so entitled to my money and my life that I just couldn't take it anymore. I moved in with my dad to get away from them, and I've been happy ever since. Not only did my brother graduate, but my cousin as well, whose ceremony was a week earlier. I'll start I'll start with hers. So I go there with my father, brother, and stepmother. We get to the school, sit in the auditorium, watch the ceremony, no problem. They had all the graduates in the gymnasium, and we watched it by camera. My brother, aunt, uncle, and grandparents all sat in the gym. Once they said my cousin's name, my grandmother decides to leave her husband behind and go home to help my mother with her garage sale. Apparently, a garage sale was more important than seeing her granddaughter graduate high school. It's just so absurd to me. As for my grandfather, who was in his late 70s, a diabetic and amputee, he didn't seem to care. After being with my grandmother for almost 50 years, he just can't stand her. He's he is subject to her abuse every day. After the ceremony, we all went out to eat to celebrate with my cousin. We all had a great time. I even got to catch up with my grandfather after not seeing him for months. I missed him very much. At least he was able to go out on his own for once and just be happy. Now for my brother's graduation. It was very similar. Again, we went to the school, sat in the auditorium, and went from there. After taking pictures with him, we find out that after the ceremony, my mother and grandmother just left. They didn't stop by for pictures or anything. They just up and left. My guess is they didn't want to see me or my father, whom they hate big time. They also can't stand my aunt and uncle. Even though I thought that it was just so wrong, I did feel a sigh of relief that I didn't have to see them. To be honest, my heart was pounding the whole time. From what I heard, my mother and grandparents sat in the gym where the graduates were. My grandfather had a handicap seat, but he would be sitting alone. I felt angry after hearing this because he needs to be watched, especially in his condition. So that pretty much sums it up. It wasn't anything major, but this just goes to show what kind of people they are. It's no surprise at all. They're just pure evil. They decide that garage sales and not having to deal with people they hate was more important than their kids' graduations. Both my cousin and brother were unable to get any sort of congratulations from these people. They both worked so hard to get where they are now. It's just sickening. I also think that my grandmother would win the Wife Grandmother of the Year award for her performance in all this. So as of now, I'm still no contact with them. I still have my youngest brother who will graduate in 2 years. I can only wonder what will happen then. I'm still going to continue working and saving money for my future plans and just be glad that these people won't be a part of it. Would love to hear your thoughts on this, Ollie. Thanks, Anonymous. It's funny, the graduation story, because that's what my grandmother Virginia did to my brother for his high school graduation. She tried to skip his graduation party, or she actually did skip his graduation party because she wanted to go get a free dryer, clothes dryer, for her shore house, which she was going to end up selling a few years, and it was ridiculous. And I've talked about this. That was kind of the beginning, the end, the final nail in the coffin for her with me. Whereas, she'd screwed me over, but like when she tried to screw my brother over, I'm like, no, fuck this. Like, we got to make a stand here and now. And that's kind of where it all started with me and her and my issues. But here's my overall thoughts on this. This is a good thing. Because your mother and grandmother are nothing more than more narcissistic manipulators anyway, right? So who cares if they're not around? Fuck them. Fuck them. If the narcissist is going to try to ruin your time by not being there, then why would you let that ruin your time? The narcissist can't ruin your time by leaving or not showing up. Do you understand? They can't. That's guilt. That is guilt eating you up inside that they're not there. But in reality, because all they're going to do is either make it about themselves, and if they can't, ruin it for everyone. So if they're going to use the tack, well, I'm just going to ruin it by leaving, then leave. You haven't ruined anything. The only time the narcissist ruins anything by leaving is if you let them. They're actually doing you a favor. Bye. Bye, because who wants to look at your face anyway? Now, I feel bad for your grandfather being but that just goes to show you they'll leave anybody. Garage sales, free dryers. They're just showing the family we got better things to do. So if they're going to leave, well, then that's not then they can't ruin the day. And they can only ruin the day in their absence if you let them. So don't. Keep doing what you're doing. And keep saving your money and stick with your dad and that side of the family, and it seems like you're doing well and you're seeing things for what they are. So I'm glad for the update. Thank you, and thank you again for the update. Thank you for the contribution. I hope this helps. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a private Skype chat, phone call, email, Facebook chat, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. And if you're still unclear, just wait for the instructional video to pop up in the final link on this video. Please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. This is Ali Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Bye.